Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December 14th meeting of the Lafayette Design Review Commission. The first item on tonight's agenda is to do roll call. So I will start out by naming each commissioner and asking them to acknowledge their presence. Eugene Sim.
Here.
Glenn Cass.
Present.
Armin Hadaloo.
Here.
Okay, next item on the agenda is adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Glenn. Now we will vote on that. We'll start with Eugene.
Aye.
Glenn.
Aye.
Armin.
Aye.
And I, Kristen, also approve adopting the agenda, so the motion carries. Next item is whether there are public comments that are for items not on this or an upcoming agenda within the purview of the commission. Nancy, do you have any raised hands?
If anyone would like to make a public comment on items not on the agenda, please use the raise hand function. I'm seeing none.
Okay, we will move on then to the fourth item on our agenda, and that is the consent calendar. So for item HDP 24-22 Albini, it is a project we have previously reviewed, and the recommendation for tonight is to continue the matter without discussion to the January 11th meeting of the Lafayette Design Review Commission. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And I will take votes on that first. Eugene?
Aye.
Glenn?
Aye.
Armin?
Aye.
And I, Kristen, also vote in favor, so the motion carries. We will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is new public hearings. We do not have any study session or continued public hearings on tonight's agenda. So the new public hearing tonight is HDP 32-22, GRO 3-22, which is for the Robinson Family Trust. They are requesting for hillside development, design review, and a grading permit. So Nancy, I believe we'll have a presentation about this project.
Yes, and the project planner is Samina Limkirawala.
I'll start sharing my screen. Right. Okay. Good evening, commissioners, staff, and members of the public. The application HDP 32 and GR 03-22 Robinson request for a hillside design review and grading permit for demolishing the existing two-story residence, site improvements, and constructing a new two-story residence, cul-de-sac, driveway, landscaping, and other site improvements at 19 Spring Hill Lane. I'll switch to Google Earth View. The property is located in low-density residential District 5 within the Hillside Overlay District and is located at the end of the Spring Hill Lane. The size of the property is approximately 3 acres and the site topography is downslope towards west. On the hilly portion of the site, there are existing native oaks and vegetation. And here is the access easement that is granted to the property at 20 Spring Hill Lane. Switching back to the presentation. Here is the demolition plan and existing site conditions pictures that shows the colonial style residence pool, patio area, and driveway to be demolished. As per the arborist report, the project proposes to remove ornamental non-native trees, which does not require a tree permit. The proposed site plan is shown here, and it shows the new 795 square feet new residence that is proposed. Trying to zoom in, that is proposed entirely within the building footprint of the existing residence. The Robinson Trust family owns both properties at 19 Spring Hill and 20 Spring Hill Lane. The driveway improvements are proposed to enhance the existing, the private cul-de-sac and existing driveway by creating a safe turnaround radius for all vehicles and a common entrance connecting both properties at 19 and 20 Spring Hill Lane. The project proposes a new 6 feet tall gate with stone wall, and that is not going to exceed 6 feet in height at the entrance of the private cul-de-sac. The blue line shows the miniature train track proposed, that is an extension to the existing train track on 20 Spring Hill Lane. About 1,075 cubic yards of earth movement is proposed with this project, and this grading will not significantly alter the site topography, as it is limited to backfilling the areas to be removed, and including the pool and the proposed drive, and the backfilling is proposed to for the new residents, the driveway and vegetation. Here are the floor plans and elevation drawings. Overall, the proposal complies with the general plan and zoning regulations as it meets the setback height and parking requirement, and does not exceed the allowable 30 feet height. As a proposed height is maximum 20 feet 5 inches to the ridge. The proposed elevation shows the colors and materials following the rustic style on the neighboring residence and barn at 20 Spring Hill Lane. It proposes traditional natural materials like wood for board and batten siding, corrugated steel roof, and dark framed windows. The proposed base light emblem shade exterior lights is downwards facing and dark sky compliant. Here is the proposed landscape plan. The project proposes to replace all existing non-native trees with native and drought tolerant vegetation, which will help revive the open space and natural features on the site. In addition to the natives, the project also proposes redwood grove and screening hedge at the entrance area for privacy screening. This is a conceptual plan, as the applicant has requested to defer the final landscape and irrigation plan post approval of the hillside and grading permit. Staff has received, as of today, staff has received comments from 6 referral agencies and 1 support letter from the neighbor at 15 Spring Hill Lane. Staff is able to make all the required findings and recommends adopting Resolution 2022-19 and approving the project subject to conditions, including project-specific conditions for landscape and irrigation plan, and to follow the recommendations based on the geotech report. With that, I conclude my presentation and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Samina. Do any commissioners have questions about the project or this presentation? Sounds like Glenn has a question. Glenn, we don't hear you very well. Maybe did we lose Glenn?
It looks like he did drop off.
Maybe, yeah.
Is 3 still enough to be a
Yeah.
quorum?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Actually, it does
my-
look like he's in, but I don't know what happened to his.
Oh, there
Actually,
he's back.
There.
Yeah, now I see him. Glenn, it looks like we lost you and you're back. Did you have a question about this project?
Yeah, whether the lagoon is early being removed from the project, or is that permanent removal?
I didn't quite follow that. Which thing did you ask about the removal?
About the lagoon.
The
Originally,
lagoon.
There's a and it shows a lagoon, and then it has a big X on it, and I'm just wondering if it's permanently off the table, because there was letters there about coordinating with Fish and Wildlife.
Staff coordinated with Fish and Wildlife, but before they can start the review, the applicant removed the proposal for the lagoon feature.
Okay.
So it's
Thank you.
permanently removed as far as this application includes.
Correct, Commissioner.
Okay. One question I have, typically we like to see in a design review presentation a site section so that we understand the project more in the context of the topography. Is there any site section that was included or just the Google Earth view?
I think there was a grading.
I
section.
didn't, yeah, there's just the one on the cover is sort of the closest that I saw, I think.
I believe the only site section that was included
Uh-huh.
was
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. So if we have no further commissioner questions, we can invite the applicant to make their presentation.
I will be promoting Mark Becker.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Great. I'm Mark Becker. I represent the clients. I'm the original architect of the original project we did over 10 years ago. And we always wanted to purchase this property. And when the opportunity came up, it's just a natural extension to what we have. It's somewhat of a difficult approach and turnaround at the cul-de-sac, and the vision has always been to, at some point, enhance the cul-de-sac so it's a better turnaround for all of the neighbors. The previous owner had built, if you saw on the Google Earth image, he had built, which is no longer there, he built an island with vegetation demarking his property from the street, which made it really difficult for people to turn around. They had to do multi-point turns. So when my clients purchased the property a year ago, they wiped that out to show what a proper cul-de-sac would be, even though it's predominantly on private property. The vision has always been to just enhance the approach to the existing residence, which is back in the woods, create a structure at the front that's kind of a demarcation sort of. I mean, it's a proper house. They will probably use it as a guest house, and just enhance what we've already done. We worked on that project it was a 5-year project, beginning to end, and it's just to enhance what we've already have on the property. I don't really have much to add other. I think Samina did a pretty good job of identifying what we're planning to do. We did eliminate the lagoon, broke my heart, but after we really discussed the evaporation and the water usage and the electricity needed to continually filter a living pond, it just wasn't practical. And my clients just wanted to do something just a little bit more low key, which is why that was eliminated. So the structure we're proposing is an identical use of materials that are already found on the property, all reclaimed materials that we use from all over, to just make it feel like it's been there for quite some time. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mark. Commissioners, do you have any questions for the architect on the proposal?
None for me.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I believe we can open it for additional public comment.
If anyone would like to speak on this project, please use the raise hand function. There's one person in attendance, but she's not raising her hand, so no hands are raised.
Okay. Well, I guess if So, Mark, you do have the opportunity to make a rebuttal, but maybe it doesn't feel necessary. But anything else you'd like to add, or can we move on to commissioner comment?
We can move on. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We will, well, does anyone of the commissioners want to start? Or I can just start with Eugene.
I think that I don't really have a lot of comment on this project. It's a property that I think is well surrounded by vegetation, trees, and like Mark was alluding to, this was always an intent that was there, and the material use on the building is very natural, rusticated feel, and I think it meets the poetic content of what I think you, Mark, was trying to accomplish here. So I really don't have much to say on this one. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Eugene. Glenn?
I agree with Eugene's comments 100%. So I am prepared to pass this resolution.
Okay, Armin.
I think it's a really nice design, and yeah, I really enjoy just looking at the drawings and elevations. I'm in support of this proposed design.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Well, my comments are in keeping with what my colleagues have said. I'm in support of what's happening. I think it's well scaled, interesting materials, and I appreciate how it's improving the site access and thinking about it in a broader context that way. So I think it's all positive from the panel that's here tonight. Do I have a motion from any of the commissioners to approve the resolution?
Yeah,
I
I'll make a motion to approve as drafted by staff.
I'll second that motion.
Before we move ahead, Armin, were you going to say anything else, or were you just going to make a motion?
I was going to make the motion.
Okay, got it. Okay. So now we will go around and vote. Eugene?
Aye.
Glenn?
Aye.
Armin?
Aye.
And I, Kristen, also vote in favor, so the resolution passes. So, oh, I'm supposed to tell you, you congratulations, and you aren't supposed to do anything, I think, for 10 days, but I'm not sure if that's the right number. So there's a certain appeal period, so I'm sure that the planning staff can tell you the exact number of days, but congratulations, and you are free to apply for permit and move forward as soon as that appeal period has concluded. So thank you.
Thanks for your time, everybody. I appreciate it.
Happy holidays.
Have a good night.
Welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Moving on to other business, we have the election of vice chair and chair for 2023. Can we vote for John when he's not here?
Well,
What are
we
the rules on
could,
that?
although I would like to move on to someone else and give everyone or give other commissioners
around?
an opportunity to move it around. Yeah, most of the other commissions in the city do that.
Yeah.
Do that? Okay, good.
I think that's been the tradition in our city. And so, I do respect John's comments as well, but I think it's pretty straightforward in my way of looking at it. There's no other buts about it except the way we normally do in a democratic way. So for me, it would be a great pleasure and honor to make those nominations tonight. First, obviously, first one, right, Chair, is to nominate but support Kristen to be the next chair. Is that the first one? Is that okay, Nancy, if I did that first? Because then it vacates the vice chair, so that we could put Armin. All right, so I'd like to make a motion to nominate Kristen to be our next chair.
And I'll
Didn't
second
you just
that.
say we should move it to 2 other people?
Oh,
No, I mean,
one at a time.
it has historically, not always, but historically, the vice chair has moved up to the chair. That's what most commissions do.
Is that
it's sort of
okay?
an acknowledgement to give you a year preparation for.
Okay, got it.
Are you okay with it, Kristen? I mean, I don't want you to put on the spot. We'd
Sure.
be honored
It's
to
fine.
have you as our next chair. right? And I'm pretty sure John will say. the same.
Flattery gets you far, right? Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, so I have a motion on the floor.
And I
Right.
second.
All right. Okay, so. I don't know.
Okay, so I guess we
Just-
go around and vote.
So,
Eugene,
aye.
Glenn,
Aye.
Armin, we didn't
Aye.
give you a chance to.
No, I'm
Sorry about that,
Um,
Armin.
in big support of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then so that's the
Um,
motion, right? We, again, congratulations, Kristen. We're gonna be so excited to have you, right? And I know John will feel the same. We all feel the same. Okay, next, I'd like to make a motion
you.
to nominate Vice Chair Armin for next year's duties in support. So I have a motion for Armin to be the next Vice Chair.
And I'll
I
second
can
it.
second it. Oh, Glenn can
Um,
second it. And going around and voting, Eugene,
Aye.
Glenn,
Aye.
and does Armin get to vote?
Yeah, he
for-
gets to vote for
Armin?
himself.
Armin?
Thank you. Yes, it would be an
All right.
honor. Aye.
And I'll also vote in favor of that. So
Yeah.
both of Eugene's motions carry. So thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
And I do all this because I think also John will agree with us unanimously, this, right? So that's where we
Yes.
are. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, congratulations, Armin and Kristen.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. In my mind, since Glenn was the chair when I joined, I still think of Glenn as the chair. So he's sort of like
A lot of us. feel
Forever.
the same.
forever in that position. So, but thank you. So from there, moving on to commissioners' reports. Are there any commissioners' reports?
No, is there another meeting after this, before the new year? Are
No,
we gonna
this is
say-
the last one.
Oh, then we need to send our greetings to everyone here. Happy
Yeah.
holidays, everyone, and Merry Christmas,
That can be,
right? And
Happy
Yeah,
holidays.
that-
Yeah,
So
Happy
is
New
there
Year.
no,
That's our commissioners' report.
is there no ARC this week?
no, okay.
And
And-
Nancy, are there any staff liaison report?
There are none. No.
No.
And I want to
Um,
make one more comment, Chair. I want to thank Nancy because I think she runs her own projects as case planner and senior planner and all her other titles, but really been really appreciative of her handling our meetings as well. So I want to say thank you
Yes.
to Nancy.
My pleasure.
And Samina, great
Yeah.
pleasure seeing you today. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
I will
Commissioner.
add, I'll add as an architect who works with planners in many different cities, you guys are my favorite. You're very organized and clear and everything's well prepared. So it's much appreciated by the commission.
Exactly. I second that. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is everything we have on the agenda for this evening, unless there are any other items that I have missed.
No, we're trying to set a record for you, Kristen.
I think Glenn holds the record of like a less
What's
than 10
the
minute
time?
7:25. So
Woo!
No, you didn't have it.
No, Glenn has it still. Okay.
yeah.
you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Have a great
Well,
holiday.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
and
holiday,
Happy
everyone.
holidays.
Everyone, happy holidays.